What if the truck you're about to finance for 6 years spends more time at the dealership than in your own driveway? General Motors just issued a recall for 887,000 trucks due to engines that are literally self-destructing. Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability is officially dead, with their Tundra now holding the worst reliability rating in the industry. Meanwhile, Ram has killed off the Hemi and replaced it with an engine that is failing before its very first oil change. Today, we are exposing 12 trucks that will destroy your wallet and your sanity in 2026. Some of these entries will shock you, but all of them will save you from a $70,000 nightmare. Let's get into it. Top 1 Nissan Titan 2025 to 2026. Let's look at a vehicle that is technically dead, but somehow still haunting dealership inventory. Nissan discontinued the Titan after the 2024 model year, making any remaining 2025 models automotive zombies with absolutely zero future support. The 5.6-cell Endurance V8 pumps out 400 horsepower, but you are only going to get 15 mpg in the city and 21 mpg on the highway. Dealers are getting desperate, slashing prices by more than $10,000 just to move this inventory, which brings the price down to around $42,000. That might sound like a great deal until reality hits 5 years later when you need a specialized part and your local mechanic has never even worked on a Titan. The nearest Nissan dealer likely stopped stocking parts because nobody bought these trucks in the first place. Now you are stuck driving 60 miles just for basic repairs. As for resale value, forget about it. Dealerships won't even make offers because Titans sit on lots for months at a time. Private buyers will run the second they see that badge. Your $42,000 investment will be worth maybe $18,000 after 5 years. That represents a 58% depreciation rate, which is the absolute worst in the full-size segment. While the 5.6 V8 itself is actually decent, older models suffered from serious rear axle seal failures that destroy differentials. When the manufacturer itself gives up on a platform, why would you take that gamble with your hard-earned money? But discontinued trucks aren't the only problem. Number 11 has a defect affecting nearly 130,000 vehicles. Top 2 Toyota Tundra non-hybrid, 2022 to 2026. Remember when buying a Toyota truck meant guaranteed reliability? Those days are over. The redesigned 2022 and newer Tundra has catastrophically destroyed Toyota's legendary reputation with back-to-back recalls for the exact same engine defect. The 3.4L V35A twin-turbo V6 produces 389 horsepower. Toyota claims 17 mpg in the city and 22 mpg on the highway, but most owners are barely seeing 15 mpg due to all the throttle issues. Toyota has now recalled over 127,000 Tundras because factory workers failed to clean machining debris from the engines during assembly. Metal shavings are circulating through your engine, slowly destroying the main bearings until the engine seizes completely. One owner described driving on the highway at 55 mph with his daughter in the back when the engine suddenly died in the middle of traffic. But here is the most dangerous part. You are at a stop sign trying to merge, you press the gas, and nothing happens for 3 full seconds. Then suddenly the truck lunges forward with unexpected power. Owners report nearly getting T-boned multiple times because of this hesitation. These trucks range in price from $52,000 to $76,000 for the TRD Pro. Consumer Reports recently ranked the Tundra as the least reliable full-size truck on the market. This is a stunning fall for Toyota. Furthermore, wastegate failures require removing the entire cab to repair, which means over 10 hours of labor costs. While the hybrid models are currently unaffected, if you bought a non-hybrid Tundra, you are essentially beta testing Toyota's worst engineering failure in decades. Speaking of engineering disasters, number 10 involves luxury trucks with economy car reliability. Top 3 Ram 1500 Limited, 2025 to 2026. Imagine spending $85,000 on a luxury truck featuring heated leather, premium audio, and advanced tech, only to watch it surge at idle, stall at red lights, and throw check engine lights before you even reach your first oil change. The 3.0L Hurricane, inline-6 twin-turbo delivers 420 horsepower. Ram claims 18 mpg city and 24 mpg highway, but owners are reporting closer to 16 mpg in real-world driving conditions. Ram killed off the proven Hemi V8 and forced everyone into this brand-new Hurricane engine. Owners are reporting check engine lights with under 1,000 miles on the odometer, electrical systems randomly shutting off, and mysterious surging between 1,500 and 1,800 RPM. One limited owner described the truck as having multiple personalities. Some days it runs smooth, while other days it surges violently while slowing down, occasionally stalling completely. You paid $80,000 for reliability, but your massaging seats don't matter when the truck won't accelerate properly while pulling onto the highway. Your panoramic sunroof is useless when Apple CarPlay randomly disconnects during every commute. Here's the cruel reality. A used 2020 Ram Limited with a 5.7L Hemi costs around $45,000 and will be more reliable than your new $85,000 Hurricane-powered truck. You are paying double the price for worse reliability. Ram is actually bringing back the Hemi for 2026 because Hurricane sales are collapsing. That tells you everything you need to know about this engine's real-world performance. But at least Ram trucks start. Number 9 leaves owners stranded with no warning. Top 4 Jeep Gladiator 2025 to 2026. The Jeep Gladiator should be the perfect lifestyle truck, combining Wrangler off-road capability with pickup versatility. Instead, it has become a sales disaster, with annual units plummeting from 90,000 to just over 42,000 in 2024. The 3.6L Pentastar V6 produces 285 horsepower and gets a dismal 16 mpg city and 23 mpg highway. However, the real nightmare isn't the fuel economy, it is the death wobble. This is a violent, uncontrollable shaking of the front wheels when you hit bumps at highway speeds. Your steering wheel oscillates wildly and you lose directional control. This is a known defect in the Wrangler-based suspension that Jeep refuses to properly fix. Fixing the death wobble costs between $2,000 and $4,000 in aftermarket stabilizers and suspension upgrades just to make highway driving safe. The transmission problems are equally catastrophic. Owners report rough shifting, transmission slipping, a complete failure to engage gears, and the truck bucking in traffic because the transmission cannot decide which gear it wants. One owner described shifting from park to reverse and having nothing happen. The truck just sits there with the engine running but refuses to move. If you turn it off and restart it, suddenly it works. This happens completely at random. Prices range from $44,000 to $73,000, and you will lose 35% in depreciation, plus another $3,000 or more in required fixes. The upcoming 2026 Gladiator 4X uses a 2.0L Turbo 4 for off-road abuse and towing. Do you really want to be a guinea pig for Stellantis hybrid technology? If you think Jeep's problems are bad, wait until you see the number 8 safety recall. Top 5 Ford F-250 and F-350 Super Duty 2020 to 2021. If you are shopping for a used Super Duty from 2020 or 2021, you are potentially buying a vehicle with a fatal safety defect that could kill you and your family. These trucks come with the 6.2L V8, 7.3L V8, or the 6.7L Power Stroke diesel, producing between 385 and 475 horsepower and getting 12 to 17 PG, depending on the engine. But none of that matters because Ford issued Recall 25S94, because the upper steering shaft can separate from the steering system without any warning. 1 second you are driving normally, and the next your steering wheel is spinning freely with zero connection to the wheels. Picture this. You are towing a 12,000-pound trailer on the interstate at 70 mph. The steering suddenly disconnects. You cannot steer. You cannot avoid obstacles. You are a runaway missile until physics decides your fate. Parts were not available until the first quarter of 2026, meaning thousands of these trucks have been driven for years with this known fatal defect. If you buy one used, the previous owner may never have completed the recall. The F-250 retains only 55% of its value after 5 years. With an initial price over $72,000, you are losing more than $32,000 in equity, even if the recall is completed. These specific years carry a permanent stigma when buying a work truck meant for 200,000 plus miles. Why would you choose model years known for catastrophic safety defects? But steering failures aren't the only safety concern. Number 7 has electrical gremlins that can brick entire trucks. Top 6 Chevrolet Colorado and GMC Canyon 2024 to 2025. The Colorado and Canyon are corporate twins sharing the same factory, the same parts, and the same catastrophic electrical failures. GMC currently ranks 20th out of 22 brands for overall reliability. These are among the least reliable vehicles you can buy today. The 2.7L turbocharged four-cylinder makes 310 horsepower and delivers 18 mpg city and 22 mpg highway. The electrical problems are extensive and dangerous. Owners report defective side sensors, blind spot monitoring failures, complete instrument cluster blackouts, infotainment crashes, and power windows that randomly stop working. Here is the most dangerous defect. Over 55,000 units were recalled because the front camera module falsely detects obstacles, causing the automatic emergency braking to engage unexpectedly. Imagine cruising at 60 mph when your truck suddenly brakes as hard as possible for no reason. The car behind you doesn't have time to react, and you get rear-ended at full speed because of a software bug. Then there is the LED headlight nightmare. You are driving on a dark road when your headlights randomly flicker and then shut off completely. You are suddenly blind, and oncoming traffic cannot see your darkened truck either. Prices range from $32,000 to $58,000, and electronic diagnosis costs hundreds before they even start repairs. The 2.7L turbo engine is actually decent. The powertrain could be reliable if the rest of the truck wasn't falling apart. Speaking of electronic nightmares, number 6 combines luxury pricing with budget car quality. Top 7 Toyota Tacoma 2025. This will shock Toyota loyalists. The brand synonymous with bulletproof reliability just released the worst Tacoma in history. Consumer Reports ranked the all-new 2025 Tacoma dead last in midsize truck reliability. The base 2.4L turbocharged four-cylinder makes 278 horsepower, while the hybrid pumps out 326 horsepower. Fuel economy ranges from 19 to 24 mpg depending on the powertrain. The new turbocharged iForce powertrain and 8-speed automatic are failing spectacularly. Owners report chronic rough shifting, delayed engagement, and dangerous hesitation during acceleration. Toyota has already issued technical service bulletins admitting these are known defects. The electrical system is a complete disaster, with multiple warning lights appearing simultaneously: drive start control malfunction, brake system malfunction, and pre-collision system unavailable. The infotainment system freezes mid-drive, and connectivity features simply don't work despite marketing promises. Here is the Toyota premium problem. Tacomas cost $3,000 to $6,000 more than a Colorado or Ranger specifically because of Toyota's reputation. But 2025 buyers are paying that premium for a first-generation platform that is no more reliable than the cheapest competitor. Prices range from $32,000 to $56,000. One owner said the truck hesitates for 3 seconds when accelerating from stops, then suddenly lurches forward, nearly causing them to get T-boned twice while turning into traffic. You are overpaying for a legendary name, but getting economy brand reliability. But at least Tacoma owners aren't dealing with number 5's $15,000 repair bills. Top 8 Ram 1500 with air suspension 2025. Ram's active level 4-corner air suspension sounds amazing on paper. It offers automatic ride height adjustment, improved handling, and a perfect towing stance. In reality, it is a $3,000 option that guarantees $8,000 or more in future repair bills. Available on limited and Longhorn models, this system includes an air compressor, 4 air springs, ride height sensors, and a control module. The air suspension fails in predictable ways across multiple model years. The compressor makes horrific grinding noises as moisture corrodes the internals. Air springs develop leaks, causing one corner of the truck to sag overnight. Automatic ride height adjustment stops working completely, and cold weather causes total system malfunction. When air suspension fails, you cannot replace just one part because the entire system is integrated. The compressor, springs, sensors, and control modules all work together. Consequently, dealership repairs easily run $4,000 to $8,000 per failure. And these aren't one-time fixes. The system fails repeatedly. You fix the compressor, then the springs fail. You replace the springs, then the control module dies. Many owners eventually convert to conventional coil springs in shocks requiring aftermarket conversion kits that cost $2,500 to $3,500 installed. Here is the total damage. The initial air suspension option is $3,000. The first major repair is $6,500, and the conversion to conventional suspension is $3,200. You have paid twice, once to add it and again to remove it. If spending $12,000 to remove a feature sounds insane, number 4 involves losing power and adding complexity. Top 9 Ford F-150 with 3.5L EcoBoost 2026. America's best-selling truck just got neutered. For 2026, Ford is reducing the legendary 3.5L EcoBoost by 18 horsepower and adding emissions complexity that will haunt owners for years. The 3.5L EcoBoost twin-turbo V6 now makes 382 horsepower, down from 400, and gets 19 mpg city and 24 mpg highway. Ford is adding a gasoline particulate filter, GPF, to meet California emission standards. This works like a diesel particulate filter, trapping soot and burning it off during regeneration cycles. Here is why this is terrible. The GPF requires specific driving conditions to regenerate properly. If you do mostly short trips without highway driving, your filter won't regenerate. A clogged filter means reduced performance, check engine lights, and expensive repairs after the warranty expires. Ask any diesel owner about DPF problems and watch them shudder. Now Ford is bringing that nightmare to gas trucks. If you do mostly short trips under 20 minutes, the GPF never reaches the temperature needed to burn off accumulated soot. Eventually it clogs, triggering limp mode and costly forced regeneration at the dealer. Prices range from $52,000 to $78,000, and GPF replacement out of warranty runs $2,500 to $4,000. The 3.5L EcoBoost itself is generally reliable, but first-gen engines had carbon buildup and timing chain issues. Now Ford is adding emissions complexity to an already complicated twin-turbo setup. More parts equal more problems, especially after the warranty expires. But power loss isn't the worst problem. Number 3 has engines destroying themselves from the inside. Top 10 Ram 1500 RHO 2025 to 2026. Ram's answer to the Ford Raptor packs 540 horsepower from the Hurricane high-output engine. It sounds incredible until you hear about blown engines at 3,000 miles, overheating catastrophes, and melted catalytic converters. The 3.0L Hurricane inline-6 twin-turbo high-output makes 540 horsepower and 521 lb-ft of torque, but only gets 14 mpg city and 19 mpg highway. One RHO owner reported total engine failure after the thermostat stuck closed, causing the engine to overheat and crack the engine block at just 3,000 miles. Stellantis ordered a new engine, but this isn't an isolated incident. Multiple Wagoneer owners with the same Hurricane engine report thermostat failures causing dangerous overheating. There is a technical service bulletin about defective thermostats from suppliers, where sediment contaminating production runs prevents proper operation. When engines cannot cool properly, they destroy themselves in minutes. One owner watched their Grand Wagoneer hit 230 degrees Fahrenheit just sitting in line at a car wash. Additional RHO problems include melted catalytic converters, and the engine sounds like a diesel tractor instead of a premium performance truck. Despite having 540 horsepower, it tows less than the old 5.7L Hemi trucks. Prices range from $72,000 to $82,000, and max towing is just 8,180 pounds. The brutal irony is that Ram is bringing back the Hemi for 2026 because Hurricane sales are tanking. When the manufacturer revives the old engine, that is a massive red flag. If paying $80,000 for an unreliable engine sounds bad, number 2 involves 887,000 trucks with structural defects. Top 11 GMC Sierra 1500 and Chevrolet Silverado 1500, 2021 to 2024. General Motors just issued one of the largest truck recalls in history. Nearly 887,000 vehicles with the 6.2L V8 have a catastrophic manufacturing defect that causes complete engine failure without warning. The 6.2L Ecotec 3 V8 produces 420 horsepower and 460 lb-ft of torque and gets 15 mpg city and 20 mpg highway. NHTSA recall 25V274,000 covers 2021 through 2024. Silverado and Sierra models plus the Tahoe, Suburban, Yukon, and Escalade with this engine. The issue is manufacturing debris in critical rotating components, causing bearing failures and thrown rods. Here is what happens. You are driving on the highway when suddenly you hear terrible knocking. Oil pressure drops and the engine seizes. You have thrown a rod bearing and your engine is now a paperweight. Under warranty, you are looking at weeks of downtime. Out of warranty, you are staring at $15,000 to $20,000 for a complete engine replacement. GM's fix shows zero confidence. The solution is switching to higher viscosity oil, expensive 0W40 Mobil 1 supercar, installing a new oil fill cap, and updating the owner's manual. That is it. GM expects you to trust that an oil change solves a structural defect in the rotating assembly. Prices range from $58,000 to $95,000 for a Sierra Denali Ultimate, and over 887,000 vehicles are affected worldwide. You are paying premium money but getting an engine that could grenade itself the moment the warranty expires. But even GM's recall disaster isn't the worst truck you can buy in 2026. Top 12 Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 2021 to 2024. The ultimate truck you will regret buying is the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid. This configuration has earned the worst predicted reliability rating in its segment for 3 consecutive years. It is not just bad, it is the absolute worst. The 3.5L EcoBoost Plus electric motor hybrid makes 430 horsepower and 570 lb-ft of torque and claims 24 mpg combined when it is actually running. One real owner's 2021 PowerBoost spent 10% of its life at the dealer over 30 months, more than 3 months total being repaired. During that time, it needed a new transmission and extensive EGR system repairs, all supposedly under warranty. The core problem is that Ford took an already problematic platform and added massive, unproven complexity. The 10-speed automatic already had durability concerns, and in the PowerBoost, those problems are amplified because you are adding an electric motor, a high-voltage battery, complex power management software, and integrated hybrid components that must work perfectly together. Owners report severe electrical gremlins that are impossible to diagnose, random error codes technicians cannot track down, and batteries dying overnight, leaving you stranded in your driveway. Hybrid components like EGR valves fail repeatedly, requiring expensive replacements. The electric motor causes weird transmission behavior, making the truck lurch and hesitate unpredictably. For every 100 days you own this truck, 10 of those days it is at the dealer getting repaired. Prices range from $65,000 to $85,000, and you are paying for rentals, missing work, and rearranging your life around a truck that cannot stay functional. There you have it, 12 trucks that could turn your dream purchase into a financial nightmare. From Ram's problematic Hurricane to GM's catastrophic 6.2L recall and Toyota's shocking quality control failures. 2026 is a minefield for truck buyers. The common thread is manufacturers rushing new technology without proper testing, cutting corners on quality control, and leaving customers to deal with the consequences. Do your homework, check recalls, and read owner forms. Don't trust manufacturer claims until independent data backs them up. Which truck shocked you the most? Drop your stories in the comments. If this breakdown changed the way you look at the trucks sitting on dealer lots today, please subscribe and like the channel. We are uncovering the mechanical truths and history that manufacturers try to bury. Protect your investment and stay informed. The next deep dive into the automotive world will be open soon.